October 7 will always be a day of pain. As we mourn and reflect, we also reaffirm a fundamental principle of our shared humanity, that every innocent life matters. Every Israeli, every Palestinian, every Lebanese, every single innocent life. It is the terrorists who close their eyes to that powerful, simple truth. It is the terrorists of Hamas that are not only enemies of Israel, they are an enemy of the Palestinian people as well. The number of civilians who have lost their lives over the past year is a tragedy of horrific proportions. An estimated 40,000 Palestinians have been killed. The humanitarian situation in Gaza is devastating. Our government has consistently and repeatedly called for a ceasefire, for the release of all hostages and for the protection of all civilians. We remain committed to a two-state solution as the path to an enduring peace. Two states, Israel and Palestine, living peacefully side by side with prosperity and security for their people, a position that has been bipartisan in this parliament for a long period of time.
Now is not the time to call for, as the Prime Minister does in his motion, and I'll quote the words to the House, Mr Speaker, because I'm not sure that the Prime Minister did. But the words included in the motion at K stresses the need to break the cycle of violence and supports international efforts to de-escalate for a ceasefire in Gaza and in Lebanon, and for lasting peace and security for Israel, Palestinian, Lebanese and all people in the region. There are other sections here which go well beyond the intent of what should be a motion to mark the loss of life of 1,200 people on the first anniversary. That's what this motion was to be about. But of course the Prime Minister is trying to speak out of both sides of his mouth. And that is not something that we will support in relation to this debate. We have put to this Prime Minister a more than reasonable position, and the Prime Minister has rejected that position for his own political domestic advancement. And that has been recognised by millions of Australians, and for that the Prime Minister should be condemned. It is unbelievable, Prime Minister.
I note the opposition leader's comments arguing that mentioning both sides in this conversation is unhelpful today. Respectfully, I disagree. The pain of more than one group of people can coexist, no matter where that pain began. Shouting at each other in this place does not cancel out anyone's pain either. I would argue actually that that's what's unhelpful. This isn't a political conversation, or it shouldn't be.